Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And congratulations on what we're hoping will be another smash hit, Riot Baby. Many people have referred to this as one of your more dystopian pieces that you've put together. You've written multiple stories in and around the world of science fiction. What is Riot Baby all about?
So Riot Baby is the story of these two siblings, Ella and Kev, who grow up in the shadow of the Rodney King riots in LA. And their story takes them from South Central to Harlem, to Rikers, and then back to Watts. And as they grow up, they're dealing with issues of structural racism, mass incarceration, police brutality, all while developing superpowers.
Yes, that seems like a lot to handle as an adolescent growing up.
Very charged adolescent.
Racism and superpowers at the same time.
The same time.
It's fascinating because you write these stories, and you're a big science fiction lover, you know what I mean? And that's what your stories are about. But you do weave in real life. Some might say, but Tochi, why do that? Real life is already real life. Why not just make it science fiction? Is science fiction the place of social commentary?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think there's a very rich history in science fiction and fantasy of exactly that type of social commentary. I mean, the wonderful thing about the genre is that it operates on two levels simultaneously, as metaphor and reality. So, the issues or stories of first contact with aliens are also stories about colonialism. The X-Men as a metaphor for the civil rights struggle. The whole dying Earth subgenre of science fiction and fantasy, climate change. And so I think in science fiction and fantasy, you have a very particular set of tools at your disposal to explore really intense issues of, say, gender or race or what have you. And so, I mean, this was exactly the type of sandpit that I wanted to engage with these issues in.
Do you find that it connects with people in a way that they're not expecting when they read about a fictitious world that's not really our world, and there's superpowers and there's magic? Do you find it becomes easier for people to engage in conversations about race and sexism or misogyny when it is in a fantasy world than if you just write a book about real life?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, because there's that story. This isn't an essay. This isn't a reported piece.
Yes.
We're not dealing with facts per se, but at the same time, we are, I think, able to get to a deeper truth with regards to the storytelling and the way that storytelling can operate as a vehicle into that. I mean, there are people who are going to decide not to have their mind changed by a story. They should still buy the book. But, it's a very different way of engaging, where I could have people who don't share my politics, for instance, who might still find a story
that's interesting.
Exactly, that is appealing to them in this story of these two siblings with superpowers.
Some have called it dystopian, though. They say, like, Tochi, I mean, we've read the book. I've read a few people, like a few critics who say it's a great book, but Tochi really thinks of this dystopian world. Do you view it as dystopian?
No, actually. I mean, there's a bit of near future towards the end of the book, but I've always found the dystopian commentary fascinating because a lot of what's depicted in Riot Baby is what's going on now. With regards to the issues that African Americans in America are having to deal with. The section that's set in Harlem, where these two kids are having to deal with super violent police. That's all happening right now. And so it's interesting seeing people attach the dystopian label to this narrative, because what's dystopian for some is just reality for us.
Damn, that's deep. If you had one superpower to fight any ill in the world, what would it be?
Oh my goodness, you'd think I'd have a faster answer to this question. Because of how much I deal with superpowers in my stories, I think it'd be really cool to fly.
You would fly?
I would fly.
So there's racial injustice, and it's like, look, that guy's flying.
But,
I mean, we're still getting pulled over by the cops, but that brother's in the sky.
But if I train properly, and this is the anime geek in me coming out, if I train properly, I can develop the strength and the capacity to carry others on my back.
Oh, that's okay. I see what you did there. Thank you so much for coming on the show. Riot Baby is a beautiful, fascinating story, and it's available now. Tochi Onyebuchi, everybody.